Hello then, welcome to the Heritage TV News produced by Oladeji Ibrahim Daudu. I am Veronica Olabisi Obadara. First, the highlights. Nigeria to consider reducing oil output for higher prices. Rwanda's education minister to understudy Edo Best implementation. Buratai will not disobey constituted authority. APC candidates for Zamfara governorship elections can participate. PDP chairman defects to APC. INEC clears 72.7 million to vote. President Muhammadu Buhari urges Nigerians to shun violence. And Alicia McPhail's killer named. Now the news in full. President Muhammadu Buhari of Nigeria on Wednesday pledged the cooperation of Nigeria to the effort to reduce oil output in order to attract higher prices in the global market. Speaking at an audience with Mr. Ahmad Kortan, Minister of State for Africa Affairs and Special Envoy of King Salman bin Abdulaziz, custodian of the two holy mosques and King of Saudi Arabia at the State House, Abuja, President Buhari said, as a responsible member of the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, Nigeria was willing to go along with the Saudi initiative in limiting outputs so that prices would go up. The president, in a statement by the senior special assistant on media and publicity, Garba Shehu, said output cuts had always been difficult for Nigeria, considering the country's peculiar circumstances of large population, huge expanse of land, and state of underdevelopment. He, however, said, and I quote, "I have listened carefully to the message. I will speak with the Minister of State Petroleum. I will call for the latest production figures. I know that it is in our interest to listen and we will cooperate." End of quote. President Buhari commended King Salman of Saudi Arabia for his leadership in global oil matters, assuring that Nigeria will continue to accord respect to the kingdom in that regard. In Rwanda, the ongoing reforms in the Edo State basic education subsector in Nigeria has attracted the attention of education managers from Rwanda as the Minister of Education in the East African country arrives Benin City in Edo State, Nigeria. Special Advisor to Governor Godwin Obaseki, Mr. Cruzo Osagie, said, and I quote, "The Edo State government is happy to play host to the Minister of Education of Rwanda, Dr. Eugene Mutemura, and share Nigeria's modest achievements in the implementation of the basic education sector transformation Edo Best program with East Africa." He said, and I quote, "We feel proud that our work in Edo has caught the attention of the managers of education in Rwanda, and we are happy to share our knowledge and experience with them." During the minister's visit, he will pay a courtesy visit to the Edo State Governor, Mr. Godwin Obaseki, and visit Enikaru Primary School in Ikpoba-Oka local government area of the state. The Nigeria Army said it will not disobey orders issued by the constituted authority, maintaining that it will not only defend the nation's democracy, but will not tolerate incitement against constituted authority. And the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Toko Buratai, who made the declaration at a meeting with general officers commanding GOCs, principal staff officers, PSOs, and selected commanders at the Army headquarters in Abuja. He asked politicians who were making inciting statements to immediately withdraw them. Buratai said, and I quote, "It is unfortunate to hear persons who are aspiring to rule this country again inciting the army to disobedience. We have consistently stated our position in the political dispensation to remain neutral and apolitical. The Chief of Army Staff, who said the meeting was called to review matters arising as a result of the postponement of the general elections, said the postponement has increased apprehension in the country and the international community, especially on the safety of voters and electoral materials. Zamfara State, Nigeria's Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has announced that candidates of the All Progressives Congress, APC, can participate in the forthcoming National Assembly, Governorship, and State House of Assembly elections in the state. This was contained in a statement issued today and signed by Festus Okoye, Chairman of the Information and Voters Education Committee of INEC. According to the Commission, the decision is the result of a judgment by the Court of Appeal in Abuja yesterday, which set aside the judgment of the Federal High Court in Abuja for lack or want of jurisdiction on the part of the lower court. In the case of the All Progressives Congress, APC, in Zamfara State, the Federal High Court, Abuja, and the Zamfara State High Court issued conflicting orders relating to the participation of the APC in the two strands of the elections scheduled for 23rd February and 9th March 2019. He said, and I quote, while the former ruled that the APC, having failed to conduct party primaries, cannot field candidates in the said election, the latter decided that it can field candidates having conducted valid party primaries. However, the Court of Appeal, Abuja Judicial Division, on the 21st February 2019, set aside the judgment of the Federal High Court, Abuja, for lack or want of jurisdiction on the part of the lower court. This, in effect, means that the Zamfara State High Court's decision that the APC can field candidates for the National Assembly, governorship, and the State Assembly elections is the only valid and subsisting order. Sani Inuwa Unguru, chairman of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, in Yobe State, has defected to the All Progressives Congress, APC. He visited President Muhammadu Buhari at the State House in Abuja on Thursday. He came in the company of a chieftain of the All Progressives Congress, APC, Dr. Muhammad Lawal Yahuza. Meanwhile, Femi Adesina, special advisor to the president on media and publicity, said 12 presidential candidates have withdrawn from the race to support President Muhammadu Buhari. The candidates and parties who endorsed Buhari are Shitu Muhammad Kabiru, Advanced People's Democratic Alliance, APDA, Honorable Edozie Nnamdi Madu of Independent Democrats, Danjuma Muhammad, Movement for Restoration and Defense of Democracy, Maman Yusuf Naphtali, Allied People's Movement, and Ahmed Buhari, Save Nigeria Party. Others are Al-Haji Isabi Dansaki, Mass Movement of Nigeria, Ikechukwu Nwokeafo, Advanced Congress of Democrats, Alistair Shoyode of Yes Party, Charles Ugali, Advanced Nigerian Democratic Party, Kenneth Ibe Kalu, United People's Congress, Comrade Isiaka Paul Abili, Nigeria Element, Progressives, Nigeria Element Progressives Party, and Robinson Akpu, National Democratic Liberty Party. Again, President Muhammadu Buhari has urged Nigerians to disregard rumors of violence, but troop out en masse to perform their civic duty during the rescheduled presidential and National Assembly elections coming up tomorrow. In a nationwide broadcast this morning, he urged the electorate to elect a government that will move Nigeria to loftier heights. Buhari said, and I quote, As your president, I hereby ask all Nigerians with voting cards to participate in defining the future of our nation by exercising your democratic rights tomorrow. I urge you to go out and vote. End of quote. The president urged Nigerians not to be discouraged by anyone from exercising their rights as citizens of Nigeria. Still on INEC, and because of these elections coming tomorrow, we have loads of news on INEC and the election in Nigeria. The chairman of the Nigeria Independent National Electoral Commission, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, says more than 72 million Nigerians have been cleared by the commission, INEC, to vote in tomorrow's presidential and National Assembly elections. They represent 86.63% of the 84 million registered would-be voters who collected permanent voters cards, PVCs. INEC Chairman Mahmood Yakubu said this yesterday at his daily news briefing. While briefing reporters and observers, Professor Yakubu said he had never contemplated resigning his job. On INEC's preparation for the polls, Yakubu said 19 states had fully deployed electoral materials to local government areas, and the remaining states, except Bayelsa, were expected to complete the process yesterday. The process will be concluded today in Bayelsa. I'm sure it will have been concluded by now. You have been watching the Heritage TV News, and just before we go, a quick look at the highlights again. Nigeria to consider reducing oil output for higher prices. Rwanda's education minister to understudy Edo Best implementation. Buratai will not disobey constituted authority. The APC candidates for Zamfara governorship elections can participate. PDP chairman defects to APC. INEC clears 72.7 million to vote. President Muhammadu Buhari urges Nigerians to shun violence. And that's been the Heritage TV News today, produced by Oladeji Ibrahim Daudu. I am Veronica Olabisi Obadara. Thank you for watching.